A few months back, I predicted what retro tracks would be in the next Mario Kart, and now that Mario Kart World has been shown off and all the retro tracks are known, what do you think I'm gonna do? Let's take a look back at my predictions, see what I got right and wrong, and use what I've learned to predict some DLC retros. Sound good? Fantastic. I'm Drewski Rose, and this is the follow-up to my retro track predictions. Starting with the Shell Cup, I got one track right. I initially thought it was two, but when my friend told me Koopa Troopa Beach was in the game, he forgot to specify it was the SNES version. So that just leaves Toad's Factory as my only dub, and well, it was obvious. Pretty much everyone else predicted this, so I won't act too proud of myself here. But I will act super excited. We fans can't stop winning! Moving on to Piranha, I got one track right. I'm starting to sense a pattern already. Shy Guy Bazaar was a last-second addition to my list. I had 7's Mario Circuit there instead for a while, so I'm very glad I made that switch. I'm a lot more proud of getting this right than Toad's Factory. Though the real surprise to me is seeing Piranha Plant Pipeline not make it. This felt like as much a shoo-in as Toad's Factory was, but I guess not. It still remains the only Tour original that hasn't been added to a console game. What an absolute tragedy. I'll never forgive Nintendo for excluding this C-tier track. Okay, maybe low B tier. Now let's talk about my Leaf Cup, where I got one track again? Are you serious? Airship Fortress was yet another free space on our bingo cards, and it looks absolutely fantastic here. But how on earth did we not get a Vanilla Lake? I thought it would be a coin flip over which Vanilla Lake they choose to bring back, but the coin somehow landed on its side. I mean, I don't like these tracks, but we're still choosing to not bring back the only SNES track theme in favor of Mario Circuit 3 again? Whatever, Nintendo. You do you. All right, one last cup. I better not get only one track right for the 4th cup in a row. I need to break the streak. The final cup I predicted, the Lightning Cup, I officially got 0 tracks right. Be careful what you wish for, I guess. Mario Kart 7 and 8 seem to start a pattern of remaking the Rainbow Roads in release order, so I thought GBA Rainbow Road was extremely likely. But I saw a lot of people say that pattern doesn't need to continue, and they predict double dashes instead. I even saw people predict DS Rainbow Road as a real curveball. I didn't see a single person say there wouldn't be a retro Rainbow Road at all. That was a generational plot twist. Heck, we didn't get a single GBA retro track at all in this game, and I thought 7 did Super Circuit dirty. What a note to end on. Okay, now that we've shown off how absolutely wrong I was, let's talk about what specifically I got wrong with my thought process. The first being, I mostly predicted tracks that were in Tour. I knew this wasn't the BCP where every track had to be in Tour. I mean, I still did predict a few tracks that weren't in Tour, but I still thought that since there were so many tracks that were remade in that game, they would still be good starting points to use for the next game. Why remake Airship Fortress from scratch again when we already have Tour as a basis? The answer was obviously they wanted to revamp the tracks much more than normal, which is awesome, but I didn't expect it. Even then, I do think me mostly predicting Tour retros was a little silly looking back. Unlike the second thing I got wrong, which was me expecting them to not pull from 8's retros. How was this assumption wrong? I know the BCP brought back plenty of tracks that were already retros in 7, and even Base 8's DLC brought back SNES Rainbow Road again, but the thought process behind DLC tracks just felt different, so I didn't account for it. Every Mario Kart's base game avoided bringing back retro tracks that were already brought back in the game prior, so I not only felt like expecting that to continue was more logical, but it was also more fun. I like having to follow certain guidelines when predicting stuff. Narrowing down what can and can't be predicted makes things more fun for me. If anything can happen, that makes speculation weirdly more boring. Now with that all said, Moo Moo Meadows being brought back is absolute cinema. I can't stop winning! Now for the final thing I got wrong, I was basically the one person who didn't predict Wario Stadium. It made sense to predict it. It's the only N64 track that hasn't been brought back yet, but it's been that way for a decade, and they've had plenty of chances to bring it back, so I just thought Nintendo didn't care. It is funny looking at me predicting stuff like Vanilla Lake since the only SNES theme that has been brought back outside of Tour, or Piranha Plant Pipeline since it's the only Tour original not an 8 Deluxe, or even Dry Dry Ruins since it was the only Wii track that was remade in Tour but not added to the BCP. I was wrong on all those assumptions, but the one track I chose to ignore that logic for actually got brought back. I will admit, even though I tried my best to stay pretty objective with my predictions, predicting Coliseum over Stadium was the most okay but it would be funny prediction I made. Oh well, hopefully Wario Stadium will actually be fun this time. Now with all those blows to my already small ego over with, I think it's time to try again and predict some DLC retros. We don't know how DLC will work in this game, so I'll just be predicting one retro track from each game and see what hits. I don't feel as confident in these predictions as I did for my base game predictions, but clearly confidence meant nothing, so let's go. SNES Bowser Castle. With the SNES retros combining all variants into one track, Bowser's Castle is easily the best track theme to do that with. It would be cool. Frappe Snowland. Not too much logic with this one, I just felt like picking it. Maybe writing on the walls near the end would be cool, I don't know. GBA Rainbow Road. Surely the DLC will include a Rainbow Road. Surely they'll give GBA something after neglecting it for base game. I just became a Super Circuit fan. I'm on my knees, Nintendo. Baby Park. I honestly feel like an NPC when saying, oh, wouldn't it be funny to have 24 razors on Baby Park? But like, it really would be funny though. Delfino Square. This may be more of a want than a prediction, but we finally got Piantas playable, so we might as well bring this back. Coconut Mall. I genuinely have no clue what to do with Wii, but Nintendo knows how popular this track is, so why not keep pandering to us? I can't stop winning! DK Jungle. Have you seen how much Nintendo has promoted DKC Returns HD? I've never seen them tweet this much about a game before. They even got AJ, Big Justice, and even the Rizzler promoting it. So if I get this right, you all owe me a double chunk chocolate cookie. Thwomp Ruins. Not the most exciting track to be 8's first retro, but it's a cool and unique track that I think would fit very well. Also, the underwater and anti-grav parts could easily be replaced by riding on top of the water and on the side of the walls. Piranha Plant Pipeline. I forgot to write this part of the script, but it's the last torque track remaining. Come on, guys. Feel free to leave your DLC predictions in the comments below, and if you want to see more Mario Kart content, check out this video about my favorite tracks in each Mario Kart game. Not before hitting like and subscribe, of course. I'll see you guys when Mario Kart World comes out. Bye-bye!